snack. And I tend to have that sometimes when I like want something sweet. I mean, I do have cake sometimes. I'm not gonna like sit there and be like, oh, I never eat junk food. But
It's not junk food.
cake, I mean, it's not the greatest thing, but whenever I'm having cake, I try to pair it with like tahini or a fat to slow down the glycemic index. So red apples, the darker the hue. So cranberries, red apples, you could boil these, make cranberry sauce, super healthy for your gut. Blueberries, blackberries, yes, the darker the pigment, the more phytonutrients it will have in it, basically, and that's what you would want in your diet. And a seaweed, I was craving, oh my God, I was craving. What I did was I made some rice and I got just those seaweed snacks, and I kind of would like tuck it in the rice, roll it up, and eat it. That's a really delicious snack you can do. Maybe you could do it with rice and beans. Just have healthy snacks on hand in your home. So when I feel like snacking, I do popcorn, fox nuts, which are high in fiber. They're called lotus seeds. I do
Why do you need
seaweed
to hold this?
snack.
Just leave it.
Okay, is that better? Um, I do stewed apples. So those are our snacks. And I did have some Pringles here, and they were here for literally a month. The old me would have had that, but the more you start to eat better and your gut microbiome changes, the more you will crave other stuff. So try to just have snacks in your home that are super healthy.
There is
Like
a new you.
a new me, what do you mean?
It's a the old you.
The old me, yeah, before I would binge eat. Like I
Mm.
would just eat the whole cake, or there was no like just eating it to enjoy it.
Why
It
were
was
you doing that?
because I probably had an eating disorder.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I guess the way I was eating was just not, I wasn't in control of myself. And maybe that came from mineral deficiencies. My body was overeating because of lack of minerals. Maybe it came from emotional, I don't know. It could be a lot of things. Um, thank you, Albanian. Are you from Albania? I've never been to Albania. So yeah, as women, as we age,
Okay, you have this too.
as we age, we will start to, unfortunately, as your hormones go down, you will see your skin kind of get affected. Hi. Hi from Australia. Yeah, I didn't know if I wanted to go live. I've just kind of been relaxing at home these past few weeks, and then I was like, yeah, that's fine. I've just been in my house clothes, so um, I'll be resting home for a couple weeks, just kind of taking it easy. Um, and I'm trying to eat super healthy these days. So, what is everybody's holiday plans? Everybody's holiday plans? Everybody going out, staying home as family. I wanted to watch the Christmas Lampoon's Christmas Vacation because that's such a classic, and I always end up watching it. The other day we watched Edward Scissorhands with my husband for the first time. He'd never seen it, and I'm always just, is Moringa good? Moringa's good. Moringa's will have minerals and vitamins. It won't really play a role on your hormones, but Moringa's good. I personally take Shilajit. I just think if I take that, I don't really need the rest of the other stuff because it has fulvic and humic acid, which are carbon compounds. Your body needs is about 80% carbon. So those compounds are important and those are hard to get. So for me, I feel like that kind of undoes everything. But moringa powder is up there as well. Moringa is good. Thanks for the tip on that random rash. Looks like it's going down. It might be a a Herxheimer reaction. That's just what it might be. Now, oh, I didn't know which client I was speaking to on my WhatsApp, but if that's you, have you lost a lot of weight? Because I was like, oh wow, which client is this? Because you look very fit and trim. Sometimes when oh, okay, have you lost weight? Have you lost weight? I used to take Shilajit, but I didn't see any difference. I guess I got them wrong. So um, uh, I am in the Shilajit industry. I've been in it for 8 years. And I can tell you with 100% certainty that not all Shilajit is created equally. If you want me to go into oh, okay. Well, you looked very fit, so I was. Um, if you want me to go into and explain what I mean by that, I can definitely do that. There is also a doctor, Dr. Andrew Hoffman, who he also sells Shilajit, quite expensive because his is also grade A. But most of what you see, 90% on the market, is heavily diluted or there's just no way they're keeping up with supply and demand. If you guys would like me to speak a little bit about it, I will be happy to. I've really been enjoying the Shilajit you guys sent. Thanks. Well, I'm so happy. I'm so happy to hear that. Um, so any Shilajit will grow on any mountain that is 10,000 feet above elevation. So that would be Rocky Mountains has it in the US, but you can't go up there. Siberia, and most of it will come from the Himalayas. What you see is mostly Himalayan. But you have to understand, like, the Himalayas is super cold right now. There's a lot of snow. So there's grade A, which is very hard to get. You can only get it, I guess, 4 or 5 months out. That's what we sell. That will be the B middle. And then most of what you see is grade C. So maybe you've heard of like people saying, oh, there's poop in Shilajit. Yes, the reason there would be poop in grade C Shilajit is because there's a lot of shepherds that live up in the mountains. I have videos of their home. There, you will see a lonesome home. And the shepherds live up there, and they take their cattle and sheep and lamb 5 to 10 times a day roaming the mountains to eat the grass, because most of the food on these parts of the world is grass fed. They don't do a lot of factory stuff. So you will have, that's where that will be dirtier in a sense, and it will have more heavy metals, and you get the poop and stuff, because the higher on the mountaintop, there's more sunlight, more oxygen that is purifying it and cleansing it, and that is very hard to get. So then you have middleman. So let's say I don't have a middleman. I'm married to Gero, I don't know much. I don't know much about any company. I'm just trying to explain what I know about the industry. I cannot say like this company is good, that company is good, because I don't know and I don't really care to know. All I know is I don't put my lab work online because I have zero heavy metals, and a lot of Shilajit companies will steal that and market it as their own. So I don't, sometimes I hold it on the live, but when a company is constantly in stock selling thousands of units, it makes no sense. Supply and demand, there's no way. And then you have, like, let's say a company like Gero, you said, which I believe is US based. They are going through middleman to get the Shilajit. So the Shilajit is actually sold in open marketplaces. These mountains are controlled by tribal people, like almost think of like Native Americans. They don't let random people there. They're very possessive of their land. It is their motherland, it is their tribal land, and that's how it is. So these middlemen will go and get the Shilajit and then sell it on websites in bulk. But they have also diluted it down. So they will buy whatever they can and dilute it down. So it took us 3 years. I've been in the industry for 7 years now. Going next year will be 7. It took us 3 years to find grade A. I didn't even know that existed. When I first got in the industry, I remember we got some Shilajit. It was very strong. And my husband, I married a Pakistani. He went to school with one of the grandson's tribal men. So he kind of, we have direct connection, which is nice because I don't have to go through middleman. And, but in the beginning, I didn't know they were giving me grade C. And I kind of complained about the smell. And they're like, well, do you want a cleaner one? And I was like, what do you mean cleaner? They're like, would you like grade A? And I was like, yeah. So then they showed us different samples. And I was like, I like this one. He's like, well, it's double the cost. And I said, well, why is that? And they explained it to me that it's harder to get, takes more manpower. And at the time, if you've been with us from the beginning, you know, we used to sell 30 grams and I didn't want to keep raising the price. So my husband and I got together and we were like, okay, how can we, this is what I want. I don't want to put that other stuff in my body. Why would I put it in other people's body? And I don't want to dilute it either for profit. And so we ended up just taking out 5 grams. We started selling 25 grams, but we didn't change the cost. And that is the story of our Shilajit. And yeah, I mean, I wish I could be on Amazon and whatnot, but I believe that I couldn't keep up with supply and demand because right now it's super cold and we just have a little bit batch to last us until March. And March might be warm, it might not be warm. We really don't know. So we're looking at April. And we kind of need to just like keep what we have. So if I were to go on Amazon, I would be really stretching it. And I've had times where I had a viral video and had thousands of units to sell and I didn't have the units in stock because we don't dilute. And, you know, it is what it is. But I think giving somebody a clean product is so important. So important, and giving somebody something that is pure, that's when you feel the difference. Anybody here taking a eulogy? Yes or no? Thank you, Shad. Thank you. Anybody here taking our Shilajit? Anybody on here taking our Shilajit? Sorry, my hair is getting so curly. I need to like, how do you cleanse the energy bracelets? You can put it in the sunlight. You can put it in the sunlight and that will recharge it. You don't really need to cleanse it because we've locked in the frequencies. It's almost like a protective layer. And we did that so other radiation won't affect it. Going through an airport, those scanners, first of all, you never want to go through those things, those body scanners, especially if you're somebody who flies a lot. Just better to get patted down. They really wreak havoc on the body, but you could just put it in the sun to recharge it if you feel like the energy is getting a little. Has anybody, are you wearing the bracelet, my dear? Are you wearing the bracelet? I'm wearing mine. I'm wearing mine. Are you wearing yours? And could you please be quite honest? Are you feeling anything? Do you feel anything? I received I love it. Thank you. Yay. Are you feeling anything when you wear it? Let me know. And yeah, you just put in the sun because with our machine, with our radionics machine, we locked in the frequency. I believe the next 10 years, more and more people will hear about radionics. It won't be woo-woo. It was just hidden from us in the 1950s by the courts. And because when I say energy, good or bad, that's the choice. Like just if you were to take a beautiful dress, or you could hurt somebody with it. Everything can be good or bad in life. Everything can be good or bad. So when I say when you have a radionics machine, you're just basically broadcasting frequencies into this with scalar energy, which they say the antenna would be the sun, the moon, the stars. So it's like broadcasting a song, and you're the radio station is a radionics machine, and you're the receiver turning it on. And so you just let it get into your auric field, and it just kind of cleanses it out. It won't like physically change you, but it will help you tune into different energies so you can change yourself. Do you understand? A lot of us have the motivation, not the motivation, we have the intent to change. We just don't have the motivation. We tend to fall off the bandwagon. And sometimes as human beings, that could be blockages in our auric field. It could be other people's crap. It could be the amount of, I wish I could be so. There's times in my life where there's been a lot of chaos with other people, okay? Family members, things get a little gunky. You know what I mean? This person lied, that person lied. All of a sudden, you're not sleeping well because of something that person did or this person did. And you're like, what the heck? Their energy is starting to affect your field. So your field, the shadow that follows you that you can't see, starts to weigh down and get heavy. And that happens to us human beings a lot. Living in New York City for the last 10 years of my life, I was very sensitive, especially walking on the streets. You just feel, especially if you're an empath and you're very open and you're empathetic. So you start to feel a little bogged down and heavy. And it's important to protect yourself. And prayers, number one. Prayers, don't ever underestimate the power of prayer. And I'm not a judgmental person. I believe who you pray to, how you want to pray, that is your personal journey. I would never judge and be like, well, you're not praying to Jesus or Allah, it's not going to work. I believe that God listens to all our prayers. What is God? I don't know. It's an energy of love. I can't really tell you. For me, it's like something I feel when I look at a sunset. That's God. When I see a love between a mother and a child, that's God. When I see a pet coming to you and that pure love and admiration, that is something that you can't really explain. It's just there. Can science really explain why a mother can love all her kids as equally? They can't, because love is love. Love is, now there are healthy loves and then there are toxic loves. Sometimes people get into relationships with the wrong type of person, which is not reciprocating your love. So that maybe is a lesson. That might be a lesson for your highest good. We don't know, but I live in Brooklyn. Every time I go to Manhattan, yeah, I'm not a huge, well, Manhattan is just a little, yeah, I lived in Manhattan for, from 2000 and, oh God, a long time. Early 2010-ish to 2013. And then I lived in Washington, D.C. That was weird. Lots of wealth. Like, there's wealth and then there's DC wealth. Yeah, so when people, like, I've moved away from the US, but I got to live the 0.001% of the life in the US. So I got to see it all, I experienced it all, I got it out of my system, and I don't really miss it. To be honest, it was just, it was a lot for me. It was a lot for me. Does that mean it's a lot? Will I never come back? No, I don't know. But if I ever did come back with my husband, we would definitely be living outside the country. No more city life for me. No more city life. But right now I'm quite content where I am, kind of just nesting and living. Well, I don't believe in judging, and I don't think Jesus would judge, and Jesus wouldn't get mad if somebody else decided to pray a different way. Somebody on Instagram was like, Jesus said accept everybody, and I don't think with judgment you're gonna win anybody over. So all you can do, if you believe that, then pray for humanity. You know, I just think everybody, and we're trying to avoid darkness is what really matters. And having compassion for all races, humanity, really is important. So I would never shun somebody because of their different belief system. And I know a lot of religious people who are that way. Well, they don't believe the way I do, so I think they're good. And that's very, I would say, hypocritical. And that exists in all religions. And it's something that my parents believed, and I had to unlearn, you know? So, and if you don't like what I say, you can just scroll on. It's okay. Um, I don't know. I don't get into conversation. Nobody's passed on to the next life and come back and told us anything. So, what I like to believe is that as long as we're trying to do good and do good, that's all that matters. That's my bubble I live in. If you don't agree with it, you can, move on. I like to live in a little bubble that is safe and sound and doesn't have any sort of judgment on anybody. I don't like people who pollute. I don't like people who don't open doors for others. There's some things that I don't like. I don't like liars. But as long, will I not like you for not believing in the way I believe? No, that would just be ridiculous. So, do I believe that if you don't believe the way I believe, that you won't enter the kingdom? No, and nobody can ever like say you or that. That would be judging. Or am I Moroccan? No, I'm not. But my sister's been to Morocco and she loved it, but unfortunately she got food poisoning, so she couldn't enjoy it. Like really bad food poisoning from the fish. So they had to cut their trip short, which is kind of sad. But I've never been to Morocco. Maybe one day, maybe it's on my bucket list. Hi, Lovey. Huh? What? What? I know, I know. What? Are you hungry? Do you want some toast with butter and honey? Sourdough toast? With some butter and honey? Love, we have to buy some. Mama ordered some for you. It's coming today or tomorrow. We order like a special bread from him from the bakery. It's sourdough. But my son is a bit of a picky eater. It depends. So if your child's a picky eater and they only focus on cold foods and Chinese medicine, that further makes them picky eater. And I know it's hard because sometimes, but what he does like is noodle soup. So I try to make him noodle soup in a lamb broth with lots of vegetables. So I will have to get up and do that in a bit. How can I calm inflammation in my sinuses, please? First things first, I would say get yourself a good air filter. If the air in your home, which a lot of our air is crappy air, especially if you're not opening your windows, getting ventilation, having plants, that would be number one. Number two is I use something on my WhatsApp channel. I don't like to say the name. It's not, it's basically a drop. Now you can look, there's one. It's very strong. It's on Amazon. I don't know the name, but it has oil of oregano for sinus. It's a sinus drop with oil of oregano, but it's super strong. Um, that could be more irritating. I don't know. You would want to go to your doctor and see. Some people use saline, but I think first everybody should get a good air filter. We just, with today's air, and then on top of that, some people when they're cooking they don't have an air vent. That can make the home, if you have gas, we have gas. So I think the air first starts in your home, and a wise investment would be a good air filter. Which one, I don't know. Any classes? I do know of schools. There's the Barbara Ann Brennan School. Um, that school is in Florida. Um, there are schools. They will be expensive. They're not. They're going to be in the $10,000 to $20,000 range. Not as expensive as college. A basic. I would just start with podcasts. Type in what you're interested in, and then go from there and find somebody, and always look for the ones with not a lot of views, those like popular guys. The ones like, there's some interesting people out there. And there's also a radio show, except the host passed away. I don't know if it's still going on. It was called One Health Radio. One Health Radio. I think it was out of Washington. I am on Instagram, Vicky. I am on Instagram. I don't think it will go away. Hi, Joanne. Do you have any advice for severe heartburn, GERD, ibuprofen from? So first things first, we have you want to take your hands and gently kind of go underneath your rib cage and release that tension, and do it while you're breathing. Just, you can also tap on the side. Okay, that would be your spleen meridian. Okay, sometimes it's just a matter of there's a lot of tension there, and the sphincter gets up. Sometimes people have heartburn or GERD. You can look into a food enzyme with peptine and betaine ingredients. I believe Thrive has one. You can try a shot of aloe vera juice, inner fillet. You want the thick one, not the aloe vera juice with stuff in, added to it. I believe Whole Foods used to have it in the supplement aisle, and you would have that in the morning on an empty stomach. The next thing I would do, I try to do this every morning. Warm water. I don't like the taste of just water. It gets boring, right? So I give myself warm spa water. And what I do is I always cut up a piece of ginger, about yay much. That's on your preference. If you like more ginger, then go for it. I peel it, I chop it, and I throw it in the pot. Then like today, I had a cinnamon stick in there, and I chopped up a few apples. That water with the apples almost tasted like cider. I drank it and I ate the apples afterwards. It was delicious. But sometimes I do it with guava. Has anybody ever had guava? Has anybody ever had guava? Um, Give me a hands up. Guava. Oh my God, it's so delicious. So you would have that warm water always. Don't do coffee. And then for GERD and yeah, I boil the guava. Oh my God, it's so delicious in the warm water. That's what I've been kind of been into these days. Pink guavas. I've never had the pink ones. I can, yes, I saw the pink ones once, and I told my husband to pull over because we have like street vendors where I am on the side of the street. And I was like, pull over, I saw pink guava. And he was just like, we were just too far gone. But that is delicious. And then look into short term. When I say short term, 30 to 60 days, you would want to take zinc and copper together. Never one with the out the other. The same kind of. I would look into thorn. They also, and but first try the peptine, the betaine, release the muscles, the aloe vera. If that doesn't work, also doing a half a teaspoon of baking soda powder without the aluminum. That will be good for you as well. That is will alkaline the body. I can't get my hands on aluminum free. I don't really trust the ones here. If they say aluminum free, is it really? So I've been really craving my baking soda. That is always good for everybody, especially if we have a lot of acidity in our body, and that will come from the coffee, the carbs, the processed stuff. uh, Hiatal hernia, it's really, all I know from experience, not mine, thank God I never had that, but I knew my healer would have a man came in and he was very fit. He practiced Tai Chi his whole life, ate the cleanest diet. And he would come in and try to get like the massages, and it just never worked. He ended up going in for the surgery. So they tried for a year with all the herbs. It just really didn't work. I remember he was a garbage man in New York. So I don't know if it was from lifting too many heavy things. I really don't know. But he ended up doing the surgery, I believe, with mesh. And uh, he was happy with it, you know? So he tried his best, couldn't happen. He ended up doing the surgery. Baking soda is amazing. Baking soda is amazing. It's cheap. Just get the good quantum free. I don't know of good brands. I would kind of read the reviews, read a lot of reviews, and see, but that's cheap, it's good, it works. And I would say always add in Shilajit. Shilajit will give you a lot of your minerals, which just give your body the vitality to have more energy. And energy is everything. Energy helps the body from getting like Rusty the Tin Man. I mean, you want to talk about genetics? Yes, honest man. My father's type 1 diabetic. Mother has high BP. She has not Hashimoto's, hypothyroidism. My sister has Hashimoto's. My brother is clinically diagnosed bipolar, like the bad bipolar. Um, so I should be getting something at my age. I'm 43 now. So I believe that if you change your environment, the foods, the stress level, the people that stress you out, um, you learn, you take minerals, that you can slow a lot of these things down, if not even halt them or, change them. How I will put a guide up on H. pylori. Look into mastic gum and L. reuteri probiotic. And I did a whole, and I did, uh, so I can only take on so much. Um, yeah, so when I do my protocols, I get very serious about them, but I tend to do them at night. I have a little basket that I put everything in because it gets hard. Taking your supplements, I know it can get hard. But when I'm not trying to cleanse anything out of my body or achieve anything out of my body, I just go for sunlight, some shilajit, and eating well, and drinking my fancy waters with like boiled apple or cranberry or blueberry or whatever floats my boat. A little bit of baking soda. It's not as drastic, but if I'm trying to cleanse something or eradicate something or achieve something, then sometimes you need a little bit of more oomph behind you. I wouldn't recommend probiotics. I would say first focus on your diet. Get more fiber, clean the diet. 90% of it's your diet. And add more foods that will help your own gut bacteria. So cranberries, boiled apples. You can look in chicory root powder. You can add a little bit to your sorry, if you guys will know why I'm having brain farts in a few weeks. You can add a little bit to your coffee or tea, whatever floats your boat. I had a client of mine say that she used to have like, I don't know, high liver enzymes over 100, and they're back down to 13. And she was just so happy. And what I had told her to do was every morning, because she also had polycystic ovary syndrome, I told her every morning to get red onions. Onions don't really have to be organic. They're a root vegetable. Um, I will get with you one second. They're a root vegetable. Is the live lagging? I have the guide up on I will put the guide up on my WhatsApp channel. You can find the link on our website, okay? Because it's a lot. And that way you just have it and you can screenshot it and go out and get what you need. But mastic gum is on top of the list. Go look into the studies. Everything I tell you, please do your research. consult with your doctor, whatever you want to do. Look into the studies, but it helped me. I did it for 90 days. I did it for 90 days when I got H. pylori after my son. Um, I had a client, so her liver enzymes were over 100, and she was thanking me. I think they're below 1330, I don't know, but they're right in the perfect range now. And what I had her do every morning was get red onion, skin on. You don't want to peel the skin. So this could be for you, Kelsey. Regardless, it will help your immune system, especially this time of year. I would have her take about 2 cups of water, 2 or 3 cups, depending on your taste buds, if you want it strong or not strong. I mean, regardless, it's not going to be the best tasting thing. Uh, sh- she would boil it with 1 stick of cinnamon and 2 cloves, 2 or 3, that to a boil. You can add a little salt if you like, and she would drink that a cup a day. And I had her because she had polycystic ovary syndrome, and she's doing well. Are you on here? I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know my clients by their. I know this is such a bad trait. I don't know them by their name. I recognize them by their face and their stories. I recognize them by their stories. I know this is so bad, but I always remember, because everybody comes to me with a story. Yet your illness, you're in your illness, but what your illness will hopefully lead to is your wellness if you decide to put in the work. It's always hard, no matter if you choose not to put in the work or you do, they're both hard. You got to pick your hard. I had weird symptoms, the constipation, the big bloat, and I went and got tested. I got tested by my blood. So there's 3 tests. You can do stool tests, which would be pricey. You can do breath test. I didn't even know that, but they can test by your breath. I don't know. And they can also test by your blood. And after my son, and after any time you really give birth, there is your body takes a hit. Let's just put it that way. It's a lot on a woman's body. And our example, I used to get cold sores all the time. And once you have that virus in you, it's in you. And because I had a weakened immune system, I used to get them quite often. And then when I started eating right, sleeping, taking, the minerals, getting sunlight, I hardly ever, for 10 years, never had a breakout. I remember after my son was born, because my body went into shock, and it took a lot, it takes a lot out of you to have a child, to birth a child, to make a child. It takes a lot of minerals out of your bank account. Most of us don't even have a bank account of minerals. We're already running on negative. So then, a lot of women don't understand why they're not losing the weight that fast, why they're so tired. And my body went into shock, and I started to break out. And I think because my immune also, for a few months, my gut was a little off after my child. Maybe I was more immune compromised, weaker, whatever you want to call it. So I did that protocol, and it was quite helpful. But I had tested. I always like to test just to make sure, because if you're going to do something for 3 months, you kind of want to make sure you have it before you do it. And I understand, and unfortunately in the US, which is, I get really pissed about this. I'm an American. I'm so proud to be an American. I will say that with a lot of proudness, but I can never justify the corruption that goes on in the healthcare system. The prices, the fact, the testing, the facilities. You go to even developing countries, they have way nicer hospitals. Like, what's going on? What the heck's going on? Where's all that money going to? So it's quite sad that people have to really, they're scared to even get these tests because they don't know if the insurance companies will handle it. And most countries don't even have these weird insurance systems. You either have lower income hospitals, which are government owned, or you have private hospitals, which are for middle class, upper middle class, and and then you have labs where you can go in and get any lab you want, any lab work you want. Hey, if I want to test all and at the most you're paying $200, at the most. That is like doing 50 lab works on myself. Um, and that is the norm, I believe, even in Europe. So it's quite saddening that it's like, I remember going to doctors in the US and being like, well, that's not covered by insurance. What do you mean? I just want a regular test. Well, we don't know if insurance is going to cover it. But I have insurance. What do you, like, it just never made any sense. It was like, and then I remember one time, because I used to suffer from really, um, it will get worse before it gets better. At some point, the old system has to crumble. It just has to. There, so I remember I was living in Colorado, and I had severe anemia, which by Shilajit helped get rid of. Um, and I went to the hospital. And the duck, Lovey, can you get him something, my love? I went to the hospital and I had insurance at the time. And a few weeks later, I get like a $3,000 bill. And I'm like, what's this? And so I call the insurance. They're like, "That's your deductible." I'm like, "What's a deductible?" Like I would like all these foreign words. They're like, "Well, because you use the hospital, then afterwards you like." It just nothing was making sense. But I kept saying, "But I have insurance." They're like, "Yeah, but it's your deductible." I'm like, "What is a deductible?" So I ended up having to do payments. Like, so I was like scared to use the doctors. Like, can I go? Can I not go? Am I gonna get like a surprise bill? I don't know. Um, I would say book a one-on-one and we will get you. What country are you in, number one? Because there are some protocols you can do. Love, Altaf, open the door for him. What's up is the link is on our website, but it will, you go to the channels area on WhatsApp and you just type in Juan, Juan, Abi, ABI. Or Abi Energy 22. And I've been a little MIA on WhatsApp, but I will, yeah, I will put that link up. Okay, we're gonna do a quick, I have to go cook for my son. I hope you guys got the onion drink. I will also post that on the WhatsApp channel. I really don't want to lose connection to y'all. That would be quite saddening for a lot of people. A lot of people, I mean, this platform has given people and small businesses, it's given people a voice. It's created a ton of jobs in the US, like a ton. Um, I'm not in the creator fund. I don't, they keep inviting me to be in it. I feel like the more you do, it's just, I don't know. I'm not, the less you do on these apps, but it would be quite sad. It would be quite sad. And I believe it won't go anywhere. I don't have a feeling that it will. Is this YouTube?
Yeah.
That's why it's always so weird. Is there a reason we always have YouTube on?
Yeah, it uploads there, so if somebody misses it, they can go and watch it there.
Yeah, but I'm not looking my best right now. I'm a little.
You always look best. What does that mean?
No, I'm just a little.
Okay, just shut up. Do you want to tell them about the AI story?
Oh yeah, they had me. They were like taking AI pictures of like. First of all, it was so.
No. No. It's a really good picture.
I
don't know what's
looked
wrong with
like
you.
a little boy.
What does that mean? It gave you just a different haircut. That doesn't mean that you look.
Okay.
What, you
Love.
wanted like super duper Eurocentric features? What does that mean?
I just kind of looked like a cross between my son and my sister. Like it looked like Shireen mixed with Rayon.
Yeah, so two beautiful people. Is that not better?
Well, I didn't think like if you mix the two, then you get the AI version of me. Yeah. Okay. We're going to say a quick prayer. Before I go, anybody on here taking Zor Shilajit? I know we've had a lot of new customers. We've had holiday sales. The holiday sale is still going on till the 1st. Anybody on here, if you have any questions, please let me know.
What happened here? Did something else happen here?
I don't know. It's just, yes, no, maybe so. Anybody taking it? Give me your feedback. The sale is on our website. We have the frequency-infused bracelets. We have scalar energy broadcast that you can have broadcasted to you for a month. And then we have our Shilajit, which is #1. Anybody here get the broadcast? I'm curious. We had a few people sign up, so wondering if anybody on here has signed up.
Signed up for what?
A couple people signed up for this
Oh,
one. Yeah. Yeah, you can. I have 2 others that I love. I just took them off right now because I'm feeling it's a lot of energy for me right now with what's going on inside in my body.
I
So
have mine on.
yeah, my husband has his on. And then this one is not programmed. This one is just
I did program.
You did program it with what?
A lot of things.
Oh, you put it in the machine? Okay, this is a Shugnite we got, but he ended up programming it, and this is just
It is topaz.
oh, that's a topaz stone, and so definitely check it out if you're trying to manifest more abundance.
There's different programs that you
Maybe
can choose
a
from.
program, but can they special
Yeah,
choose?
a custom.
Maybe you want a baby. I don't know. You know, just some more baby dust coming your way, hopefully. So definitely check it out. That would be. Wait, hold on, my back. Oh my God. Okay. That will be quite nice. Thank you, Lucky.
It's that blanket.
Oh yeah, it's the immigrant blanket.
What do you mean it's the immigrant?
Okay, take this, love. They're called San Marcos. I found out they
I
actually.
once went to an Airbnb and they had a blanket like that.
Oh, did it bring back memories of your childhood?
No, actually, it was very good. It was very heavy, and I just had the best sleep.
Oh, okay. Okay, we're gonna say a quick prayer, and I will go make the ginger tea. Let me. Hopefully, this doesn't fall. Okay. What that is, yeah, it definitely is. But you know what? It's really warm. The reason why it's so warm, it's polyester. And polyester is not breathable. So it kind of locks in your body heat. So that's why it's warm. But you know, it works. That's all that matters. Even though some days I'm hard on myself, and I mess up and I fall off my horse, I know that I can get right back on it because I love myself, I forgive myself, I respect myself. What? 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 Okay, my husband, and I'm trying to find forgiveness for all those who are in a delicate spot in their life, which sometimes we do have people like that we know in our life. So it's best to pray for them and not judge. Um, Please check out our website. We have a sale. I have to go. My son is hungry. Did you guys enjoy that? It was a little quick, but I felt like I needed that after these last few days. I just need to tell myself that I'm loved And who better to remind yourself that than yourself? Who can give you, nobody can give you and your more than you can do it for yourself. Not even your own kids. Not even your own kids. You have to show up and love yourself and set healthy boundaries and don't let anybody disrespect or speak back or yeah, thank you. Because usually I like to do a little prayer to God. But right now, I just needed to tell myself that I love myself and other people's wrongdoings haven't. We're going into a little heavy energy this holiday season. You might get a lot of victimhood mentality. Don't let it affect you. Don't let it affect you. If you want some energy shot your way, check out our website. You will have a little bit of an explanation what scalar energy is. There's definitely a ton of practitioners podcast on it, explain it. And then you can also wear crystals, but prayer's number one. Praying to God for protection is amazing, and envisioning a protective egg around you. So sometimes I pray and I envision like a light coming down and protecting me. I have a friend who eats healthy supposedly, but they're really sick all the time. They think it's ooh, I don't know. I don't really talk about certain things. We don't, unfortunately, yeah. I'm gonna make dinner. What's up for dinner tonight? We have some steamed vegetables. There's a little bit of carrots, onions, green onions, scallions, um, Napa cabbage, which is Chinese cabbage. I'm going to add a little bit of coconut aminos. There's a little bit of lamb chops. I'm going to shred it in there, kind of heat it up and have that for dinner. I mean, I'm really not that hungry. I haven't eaten much today. I'm going to force myself to eat, but yeah, that's what's for dinner. So hopefully you guys have a nutrient-dense dinner as well. What is it?
Nothing.
Huh? Yeah, the people on YouTube, I have I need to use up. Oh, no, we have a sale, Diane. We have a sale. It out. Look into doing a pumpkin punji. If you are somebody who has loose poos, I know this smells a little fishy, and you always bloat after a meal and you feel cold hands and feet. Does anybody give me a hands up if that's you? Then you would want to go in the mirror, look at your tongue. If there's a thick white coating, you might have what is called dampness in your body. So you would want to look up Congee recipes, Congee. Um, Diane, oh, sorry, hold on 1 second. 1 second. We have a site-wide sale on, and they're just going to give me this thing to make sure that I'm a human.
Are these real comments?
Yeah. But if you are somebody who has loose stools, like very runny, almost like diarrhea, but not diarrhea, number one. You have cold hands and feet or joints, number two. You get very bloated, number three. You have a white coating on your tongue, number four. If you said yes to a lot of these, give me a hands up. And then what you would want to do is avoid cold. So you have a lot of dampness in Chinese medicine, which can happen to people. It happened to me after living in mold. And it's a little harder to get rid of. Not impossible, but you have to be very,
You were living in mold.
yeah, you were living in mold too. Didn't affect you as much as it affected me, but
Why does it affect women more?
it has to do with a gene. It's called it was a weird word, XR. It was like something out of X-Men. It had a weird name. Some people who have that genome are more sensitive to
Mm.
mold, that gene expression, and people who don't, it eventually affects everybody, but some people it affects them a lot faster than others.
This has nothing to do with gender. It's to do with
Well, I would look into L-glutamine, which helps with the get into the sauna because you want to sweat out the chemicals. Number one, it's the chemicals in your bloodstream that are uh, still firing up neurons that make you want it, because it's very hard, especially nicotine. L-glutamine helps with those frontal lobe receptors that are craving that stuff. If you get in the sauna, properly hydrate with electrolytes. I would I would take Shilajit just to remineralize the body so you feel more balanced. I would look into taking baking soda to address your adrenals, because when you are, you, it tends to stimulate the adrenal glands, not a best stimulation. It's kind of like an adrenaline rush type of stimulation. So you would want to kind of bring something back to help you feel a little off edge, and that could be helpful. It's going to take time. Do I miss it? Yes, absolutely, but I don't crave it. There's a difference. Like, do I like the smell? Yes. I don't, some people, they quit and they hate the smell. I'm the opposite. Like, I love the smell. But it takes time. Like, I don't crave it. I don't need it. I don't crave it, but I miss it. I just, yeah. I don't know. There's something fun about it. Um, so, okay. Everybody check out our website. We have a sale up until the 1st on our grade A Shilajit. Before I go, anybody taking our Shilajit, please let us know, yes or no, and what you're feeling. I'd love to know. Before I go, anybody taking our Shilajit, let me know what you're feeling. If you have any questions, let me know now. I don't know when I really come back live tomorrow. I have guests. It's the holiday stuff. Anybody taking it? Yes, no? Anybody taking it? Okay. Well, if you have any questions, always email us. Um, and I'm wishing everybody a happy, prosperous, abundant a new year and many years to come. And we're going into a 9-year. I do believe in numerology. Different numbers have a different feeling. So this year, two things will happen, and you will see the theme play out in a lot of people's lives. It will be a more collective. The collective, we definitely have something like a 2020 theme, but you can choose to make it the best year by being 10 steps ahead of the game. And how do you do that? You focus on your health, you focus on your mental well being, you spend more time alone. It's when you are alone where you get to tune in with yourself. Spending more time alone means saying no and maybe taking a bath, maybe going on a walk, Tai Chi, barefoot on the ground, maybe cooking a stew from scratch, listening to a podcast or Maria Callas. Um, that is what being alone means. Okay, not being alone and scrolling. Um, Maybe means putting on a song and doing some crazy ballet moves and pretending you are part of the New York Philharmonic. I don't know. These are things that I miss doing pre-child. Maybe it means getting in your sauna, taking your Shilajit, getting sunlight. Um, I will post a quick morning lymphatic drainage massage that will just get the gunk moving, the garbage cans emptying out. We have a few garbage cans. 1, 2, 3, I will go over that and make a quick video. I do every morning. Oh, wow. I love the Nutcracker Ballet. I've been to the New York Philharmonic many times. I would have loved to see Maria Callas perform. I've always loved her. Pre the movie, I watched the movie with Angelina Jolie. I think it was a little boring. That's just me. Oh, you will love it. You will love it. I actually used to fall asleep to the New York Philharmonic because it's a frequency and it would just relax me so much that I would fall asleep. And then towards the end, everybody would be like, bravo, bravo. And you like wake up, you're like, oh my God, that was the best sleep of my life. An expensive nap at that. So yeah, I used to love going to the New York Philharmonic. But so, uh, oh, that is such a beautiful treat. What a beautiful treat. What a beautiful treat. We were gonna take my son to there was a Christmas here in Pakistan, believe it or not. There was a Christmas like lighting, but it's a few hours away and we're just kind of like, oh, it's a lot. It's a lot because we have to go to a different city, get a hotel room, uh, do that all that fun stuff. And I do want to show him Christmas because he sees it on YouTube. And in order to go, you have to go to like, I live in a kind of town, not a small town, but I don't live in like the city. And the city is like 4 hours away. So I don't know, when he's a little bit older, maybe next time. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions about our Shilajit, the energy, please reach out. Check out our website. We have a sale until the 1st. And I need to go make some ginger tea because I'm feeling a little. Okay. Take care. Bye.